entertaining. As I sit celebrating, yeah. As I sit elevating, as I sit contemplating. Who can I run to? Who can I run to? It was the Jones girls first, and then I had to escape. I had my back against the wall, trying to catch me a play. Rest in peace, Auntie Val, I can still see your face, my mama.
All right, welcome to the Food for the Homeless podcast, the official first version of the Food for the Homeless podcast, where we aim, to inspire the youth in so many words. I started off, man. Today I got a very, very special guest. One of somebody I've known to be a good friend, and just somebody that I can depend on, but also somebody that has their own career and their own life outside of things. So, this next guest is truly inspirational in terms of musicianship, fatherhood, and solidarity. From knowing you most recently as a coworker, I've gained the utmost respect for you. Yes, sir. Cameron Hubbard, professionally known as Cam Jones, is a rap artist known for his melodies and unique soulful hooks that can lure his fans into his music. Hailing from Gwinnett County in North Atlanta, his music has always been a backdrop in his life as his mother and aunts make up the legendary R&B sister trio, the Jones Girls. He grew a liking to music at a young age and began writing music in his late teenage years. Cam Jones was recently featured on TV One's popular documentary series Unsung, The Jones Girls, and has toured overseas in Europe. My brother, welcome to the Food for the Homeless podcast, man.
It's an honor to be here, man. Like that was a dope introduction, man. I just really appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, I appreciate you, man.
That was hard right there.
No, I appreciate you, man. So I got questions to go through, but just as part of this podcast, one of the main reasons why I do it is to enlighten people on the hard side of things.
Right.
Like a lot of people may see, me being a rapper, I can get online, I can go get a mic, I can go get the net thing that protects the sound. I can do these type of things, but they don't really know the investments and the time and energy that goes into it.
Well, listen, like to be honest, bro, like people hear the finished product and don't really understand what go on behind the record, man. I've had times, man, where I'm going at it with my cousin or going at it with my own mama, because it takes that, anything great, anything that you're producing that's great. If it was peaches and cream, everybody would do it. So you're going to have conflict. You're going to have, different moments where somebody might disagree with this or, hey, this need to sound like this. But those moments actually build the record. Like Rome wasn't built in one day, but it's all a project. It all come together like a puzzle. You know what I mean?
Right.
It take them moments, them uncomfortable moments, for you to get that finished product. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. And right now, listening to your music, the Jones Connection, which is on Apple, Spotify, great record.
Thank you.
Go get that right now. I have to ask you talk about your mom and your upbringing, right? Mm-hmm. So how did you get your start in music, and what were some of your influences?
But it was just in me, like from day one, bro. Just really just embedded in me because I was, kind of born into it. My mom, of course, in my eyes was a big, classic group in the Jones Girls. So my mom was always playing old school records growing up. You know what I mean? So she used to tell me, she sang to me when I was still in her stomach. You know what I mean? So I got like a way. I don't know, man. It's like weird because I got this way with words and a way with just being able to have a melody and a musical communication through my mom, and I appreciate her, just embedding that in me, man. Because some of them older records that so many people are tapping into now, I've been playing since I can remember, you know what I mean?
No,
so,
for sure.
And hearing them records and just knowing them for so long, man. So it helped me grow my appreciation for music, man. I fell in love with music probably like after my basketball career. I always fell in love with music, but I started doing music, you know what I'm saying? Probably around like 21, 22.
Yeah.
And just took it from there, man. Just started writing a few bars and singing a little bit, and I was playing at first. But then my cousin actually told me, like, hey, bro, you sound good. You know what I mean? Like, we might need to keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? So, after a few conversations, man, I had a bad car accident in March of 2012. And it's weird because, to be honest, bro, I shouldn't have survived that. I fell asleep at the wheel, ran into an 18-wheeler coming home from a late-night gig. And the police even told me, man, he touched me. It was actually a Caucasian dude, touched me and everything. Like, hey, man, I'm looking at this car. I just knew it was a fatality, man. I don't know who you believe in, but you know. So long story short, right after that, man, I had like this weird connection more with music, like just being able to tap into what I like to do, and I just had, you know, like a kind of like a epiphany. I just started tapping in, bro, and it's been up ever since. You know what I'm saying? I've been making moves, bro. Yeah.
Man, you just hit me with one. So you talk about the finished product, and it seems like your music career may be the finished product, but there was a lot that went into you before that.
Oh yeah.
So talk a little bit about that, man. Talk about your career as a basketball player, because I know you can hoop. We done hooped a couple of times.
We
done been there, so I know you can hoop.
And
I'm sorry that the car crash happened, man. But talk a little about that gig.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
about what happened, like what you were doing at the time.
I get more into it, man. That was a life changing moment for me, man. I worked my mom's boyfriend, well, my stepfather at this time. You know, you might as well say.
Yeah.
His name is Mike Austin. Shout out to Team Airplay. I've been on the road doing blues promotion and just different things on the blues circuit, Southern Soul circuit for years now, for like 10 years. You know what I mean? And I just kind of like, you know, fell in love with that too, man. Just being on the road, kind of being a front end guy. We sell T-shirts, CDs. We taking pictures for all, you know, everybody that come in the arenas and stuff like that, even the small venues. Following acts like Calvin Richardson, Lenny Williams, Lacey, Mel Waiters, rest in peace to him, Sir Charles Jones, Pokey. It's a lot of artists from that market that we deal with as well. So long story short, man, I'm in South Carolina. I'm in Rock Hill, South Carolina one night.
Okay.
Me and my brothers, and we probably should have came home, you know what I'm saying? But we was tired, and, you know, I wanted to get to we probably shouldn't have came home, but we were tired, and I wanted to get to the house. So long story short, bro, it's like 2, 3 in the morning, bro. We had just got to Atlanta. I'm 20 minutes from my mom's house from where we going.
Okay.
And I'm with my partners, and I wanted one of them to drive, but they was acting too sleepy, so I'm like, you see what I'm saying? So I had took my shirt off and everything, you know, we had hit the exit. So I'm like, man, we gonna get on through, you feel me? We gonna make it.
Yeah.
So I was listening to Pluto by Future. I
Wait a minute.
You
gonna make it with the window down.
I never forget, bro. I took my shirt off. I say, man, you know what, bro? Next thing I know, dog, whole car smashed in, bro. You feel me? I'm so, like, I guess panicky, you feel me? I done told everybody to hop out the car, because, you know, when you see, like, because from what I could see, everything was, like, smashed in. So I'm like, bro, we need to get out before this car blow up.
Yeah.
I'm the one messed up.
Yeah.
So they looking at me, bro, blood everywhere on me. You see what I'm saying? But I'm so busy trying to make sure my brother's straight. My little brother was in there. My partner, Brandon Mickles. You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to make sure they straight. I'm like, hey, get out. They looking at me like, no, bro, you go lay down, bro. Like,
yeah, you hurt.
Long story short, bro. Like, after I started coming to, I remember they came and asked me, like, who the president was, and I was just out of it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to get you back to
scars everywhere. I got staples in my arm.
Yeah.
I got a cut on my face. You probably seen that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got real life scars. So, long story short, bro, you know what I'm saying? We got to the hospital, and I was good. I walked away. Yeah. And probably like 2-3 weeks later, bro, once I, like, really was able to rebound a little bit, I just started rapping, bro. And it was weird, because me and my cousin was just on the phone. And I'm freestyling. And I'm going to be honest, bro, I had a concussion. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even now, like, sometimes I might space out. My family know why. You know what I'm saying? Because I done had a real life concussion. Like, not that I'm slow or nothing, but it's just, you know, I done had a real life concussion. But musically, that accident did something to me. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's really what happened.
I mean, I wouldn't even call it weird. It's just something that you hadn't experienced before.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I kind of got to ask you, is it like, I know you started music coincidentally a couple of weeks after, but do you, because, I mean, we both got a strong faith, right?
Absolutely.
So it's like, do you believe that you started pushing more into music because of that accident? Or do you think that had some type of effect?
I feel like it was just God spared me and signals, people communicate, you know, so he put the stuff in my face, like, this is what I want you to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he spared me. Then all of a sudden I started finding out, like, okay, I can actually do music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And through a few conversations with my cousin and a few people around me, I was motivated to do music. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I knew. I was like, okay, well, this what I like to do. I started growing a love for it, and I just kept going. You know what I mean? Like,
no, for sure. And you here now.
Exactly.
I mean, it don't come easy.
It definitely don't, bro.
So let's go on a little bit from that. So you get into this tragic accident, you make it through. You start into music. So I gotta ask you, like, when you first started into music, were you your mom is a part of the Jones Girls, the famous trios from the 70s to 80s, right?
70s to 80s, yeah.
Right. So did you see? Do you feel like you saw any type of judgment when you first started out in music from being the heir to that amazing group, that amazing talent?
That's a good question, bro. To be honest with you, yeah and no. And the reason I say yeah is because I feel like a lot of people, especially like that's right up under my nose, they might feel like, dang, well, he the son of the Jones girls, you know. It should be easy for him.
Yeah.
But what the reality of it is, the reason it's harder for me is that exact same reason that y'all think, bro. Like when you already, you know, in it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, man, you know, you got to go even harder because they expect that. They expect me to be able to rap. They expect me to be able to sing and have. So now they looking at me like, okay, he got to really impress me. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's why it was such an honor to get Duke stamped. You know what I mean? Because like when I dropped that record, or when she heard the first record, she was like, oh, I'm bringing you on Blase Bly, and you know I like this and whatever. So, man, that meant the world to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up loving for music, is with hip hop just in general. So for me to do some music and my mama be like, okay, well I'm finna bring you on my production. Man, what else could I ever want in life? You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's
like,
God given, bro.
Exactly.
God given in the fact that your mom is already a part of this and you able to grow it and mature it to something even greater.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to talk about, man, I want to understand the money side of it. I want to understand because I'm from East Atlanta, right? I'm from Boulder Crest Road, and a lot of times, growing up until now, I'm 26, but started with my generation. A lot of people, like I said, going to go get mics, not professionally, not mixing music, just going out there and just making tracks and putting them on SoundCloud with no type of. Yeah. I didn't learn about what's it called, BMI, or all of the publishing things. All the things that give you money until like I'm 24. So was it? How did you get the game? Oh, was it from your mom being a part of that group, or how did you learn the game of? How do I get paid for this song? How do I break down the words versus the, you know what I mean? How did you start to break that down?
Well, to be honest, bro, at first when I first started doing music, man, I would shout out to DMG too. You know what I'm saying? Devin and Music Group, man. We made some noise on the north side of Atlanta for a long time, and that gave me my first because even though my mom is in music, it ain't like she just sat me down and told me everything about the music industry. Plus, the music industry has changed so much, so I had to go through different experiences, man. We just was kind of winging it, you know what I mean? And then once I started realizing, okay, we just released a record, we got to go track this on BMI. We got to make sure the publishing is together. Those things started to become more important, you know what I mean? So what I say, man, is just, anybody that's independent or just trying to come up, just make sure, because it's easy to sample a record and not understand that you really got to clear that. You got to make sure you communicating with the people that were involved with that record, who wrote it, who, people that produced it or whatever, because if you don't, man, it could end up, a whole nother way, you know what I mean? So you just kind of dot all your I's and cross your T's, you know what I'm saying? Were
you ever just curious, were you ever in a situation where, you sample something or you got an instrumental that wasn't clear that you had to go back and get?
Recently, bro.
Okay.
And everybody that's in my neighborhood know, I had a record called Nights Over Champagne, which actually sampled my own mom's record. And long story short, man, I'm gonna make a very long story short. We had some clearance issues with the Unsung, and it was an issue between, I guess the people that, the producers of Unsung and the woman that actually wrote Nights Over Egypt. Shout out to her, that's my auntie, legendary Cynthia Biggs. So, she took that. And I guess had a little bit of an animosity. Now, mind you, we had just released the record, you know what I'm saying? So her and my mom had a little bit of a dispute, not much. They talking again, but the people that actually run her, the people that represent her, took my record down. You see what I'm saying? So I went through my own personal experience with that. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So this is a perfect example. I'm actually the son of the Jones girls. I still gotta make sure I dot all my I's and cross all my T's, and you see what I'm saying? Yeah. And we cleared all the other records, but that was the only one we had to take down. You know what I'm saying?
So before
I send it to you too. It's a dope record.
I love to hear it. I love the music. I love it, man. How do you? So let me make sure I get this right. So you got Nights Over Champagne, this classic record. It's sampled by Cynthia Biggs, your aunt.
Exactly.
She has an issue with
She's
the
like
clearing
of
it.
Shout out to her, right?
Similar to an auntie. So she has a problem with clearing.
Because business, it wasn't her personally. It was the people that represent her. So once we dropped it, right? Yeah. You have like these synthesizers online that actually pick up, okay, let's say Joe Blow drop a song that samples Teddy Pendergrass.
Yeah.
Eventually, it don't matter how big Joe Blow is, they gonna get a signal like, hey man, somebody over here got your record. And then they can decide whoever represents them. It wasn't necessarily my auntie or my my mom's friend. It was the people that represent her. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on.
How do they get that signal? Where does that signal come from?
Well, it's just you have different things that's online. Like technology is good, like Shazam. How can I take my phone and play this song, and they automatically know? So just because they actually dropped it, automatically they can pick that up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if they get that signal, whoever actually wrote that record, they gonna get a little email. Hey, so and so, did you approve of this? No, I didn't. Boom, that's my record. Take it down. Well,
you gotta like. I'm not just speaking for you. I'm speaking for artists in general. You gotta respect that.
Exactly.
Because if you got a record that blow up, right? Let's just say you made some classic like "Beautiful" by Snoop Dogg and Pharrell.
Right.
If somebody go back and use those words of that music, you would want to know because you owe 50% of that record or 25% of that record. It's not to take away from the new artist being great.
Right.
It's really for them to pay homage to what was already done.
Right. So what happened with us is we had got the okay from Cynthia. Like I don't want people to think that we didn't.
No.
But it was just a miscommunication factor. Like her team got upset with another legal issue. Yeah. And I fell at the bottom because I didn't necessarily clear that up the right way. You see what I'm saying? All we got was Cynthia's word. Cynthia got a team. She got other people that represent her. So it gets sticky, bro. So
it's like the paperwork part of it.
Right. So I'm gonna take that back. We didn't take it down. We just working on getting everything worked out so we can re-release it. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is. But every other record was clear. It was a blessing, you know what I'm saying? But that just go to show, like you say, bro, it's a business side. Like it's a sticky business side. A lot of people looking out from the outside looking in would think, okay, that's Cam Jones. That's the son of Shirley Jones or the Jones girl. He can clear that no problem. Which is true. I do know but at the same time, it ain't necessarily true. You still gotta go through the hoops and go through the obstacles to make it happen. You know what I mean?
That's a tough part. I'm not in the music industry, but it seems like that's just a tough part when it comes to just when it comes to like understanding, okay, I know you and you know me.
Exactly.
But there are certain people that work for both of us that have our best interests at heart.
There you go. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and you know, you just got to continue to build in that relationship. But I can't wait to hear the record.
I appreciate it.
Nice as Champagne sounds. Super, like a super clean record.
I ain't going to lie, dog. That's one of them ones, man. So when they took it down, I would blow, but I ain't gonna lie, I came out right away, let my fans know exactly what happened. Yeah. Because I want people to understand, like, you can learn from me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't perfect, bro. The music industry is definitely something that you have to take in through learning experiences. You know what I'm saying? You can read all the books you want. Right. But some things you gotta go through. Sometimes you gotta go through an experience. You gotta go through it. You know what I mean? So it's been a just definitely a eye opener for me, and just to kind of show me like, okay, this is how I need to go in the future.
Right. And that's part of the reason for the listeners, right? For the kids that are aspiring to be music artists, even for the adults that are aspiring to be music artists, take this lesson from Cam and think to yourself, do you really want to be in that position where I'm contractually obligated to give this person money for that record? Do I want to go through the right steps to get this done? You know, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to count your bread before you get there. Because you investing a lot of money in things. And Cam has invested a lot of money in his career. And that's something that I'm sure he's already calculated to make sure he's straight.
There you go, bro. And then not only that, man, just make sure, you know, like you just dot all your I's and cross your T's, man. Right. Don't cut corners in this music industry. It's easy to drop a record and be like, oh, man, well, I ain't going to speak to them when you know you need to. Right. Just go ahead and make that extra effort and make the first contact, because it'll end up biting you every time, bro. Like, every time. Anything you think you're going to sneak past somebody, you're going to get caught, especially in this sampling world. So that's why, to be honest, man, we working on more original records. But I do love sampling, you know what I'm saying? But I'm working on more. I got some original bangers that's hard, you know what I mean? Just as hard as samples. So like, I want to show people, like, don't get it twisted. I can sample. Sure. I sample my mind to show love, but I can do this too. You feel me? Like original content too. So I'm excited for y'all to hear that. You know what's upcoming for 22. You did?
No, for sure, man. So it might be the same answer as what we're talking about, but what do you think is the hardest part about being in the music industry?
Bro, that's a good question, man. For me, it's balance, man. Okay. Just being honest, man. It ain't too much in this game I ain't seen, because I done seen the best of both worlds. I done been to London, been to different places and seen the best of, and then I've been right here in Atlanta and seen the worst of. You did, so balance. You know what I'm saying? Just really trying to just balance it all out, man, because it's easy to look at this stuff that's happening on Instagram and everything that's going on in the world and feel like you ain't necessarily doing nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I had to like really get with myself and make sure that I'm not comparing myself to nobody and I'm being solidified to me.
You being you.
So everybody, and the reason I know I'm doing a good job, because everybody that talk to me, they like, yo, Cam, bro, you creating your own lane, bro. Like, I ain't never heard nobody that sound like you, but you hard. Those are all the buying signals you need, you know what I mean? So it took me a minute, man, like I say, bro, because I ain't one of them guys that, you know, I lost 2 of my aunties to this game. Like, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, and I hate to say it like that, but it was the game that kind of made them into what happened, you know what I'm saying, later in life.
Yeah.
So, you know, my outlook is different, bro. Like, I just want to be able to feed my family, but I ain't in it to hit the shade room. I ain't in it to get a million followers. You dig? I already seen that. I know what come with that, and I know that it ain't necessarily good. You feel me? Like, and if that come with it, great. I know what come with the game, and I've been in it for a minute, but at the same time, I'm just here because I love to do it, bro. And it's like, you give me, music is therapy for me. Like, when I'm writing and I'm singing and I'm doing my thing, it actually helped me get through my moments in life. You know what I'm saying? Those down times when you know what I'm saying, when you need somebody, I can go write a record. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it get deep with me, dog.
No, man, same here. Music is one of my passions too.
Yeah,
just
so
listening to it, just you hear me singing that work
all the time. I be messing with you too,
because
like.
you need it. Like sometimes when you wake up in the morning, they had that joke about old school guys like no rap music before 12. But I mean, it's not like it's a thing where it's the vibe you feel. It's the feeling that you get
Music
from
is energy,
rather than you thinking about it full on.
It's energy.
So like I said before, man, a lot of people that's listening, if you go through all of these hardships and you go through all of these things, if I didn't take anything for what Cam just said, I'm taking the fact that his passion and his love for music kept him going in the music industry.
Absolutely.
It kept him going doing what he does today. Like thinking through all of that and, you know, deciding that, okay, it might come with some BS. It might be some people that try to do me wrong. But at the end of the day, I really want to do this because I wake up every morning enjoying the craft of what I'm doing.
Bro. It's like, you know, it get deep, dog, because it's like I was literally born into this music. Like, even if I tried to run away, I played basketball in college and had a pretty successful career. I played at 2 different schools. And basketball was my first love, without question.
Yeah.
But for me to have my, you know, and music was always there. But for me to tap into it, and then also, like, my cousin, he always tell me how me and my mom, we make records the same way. Like, he done had his different situations and experiences where he witnessed us make our records the exact same way. And I ain't never been around my mama. You know, it's just certain things are just given to you.
It's just
you. Know
you.
I mean?
It's just, God gives it.
You see what I'm saying? So I just had to tap in, bro. And it's like, ain't nothing really, like, outside of music, man, and my family, it ain't nothing else that could ever, like, you know, just give me that type of energy. You know what I mean? Like, nothing else could trigger your soul the way music do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I love it so much. Yeah.
Nah, man, I love to see it.
Really?
I love to see it. All right, so let's break this down, man. So we talk about balance, right? You know, you got a family, I got a family. We want to go out there and do what we passionate about. Like, I'm passionate about podcasting, book publishing. You passionate about music,
Right.
but sometimes that book might not sell like you wanted to.
Exactly.
That song might not hit with the fans like you wanted to.
Exactly.
So my question is, should artists focus more on streaming, or should they go the tour route and get paid so that they financially stable? So should they just drop like a lot of records, SoundCloud, all of this, or should they just go on the road? Like, what route should they take to be successful?
First off, I'm gonna say that's a good question, because it's like it can go so many ways. First of all, you got certain artists that's like okay with being on the road. That's me. Like, I'd rather get out there and touch you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not even, I ain't talking about right here in Atlanta. Like, I'd rather get out there and just be with you. Yeah. And you got some artists that just want to sit back at their crib and just release away and let them stream. And either way works, you know, because there's different type of. I was reading a book. It's funny you say that. I was reading a book.
Okay.
That showed me, like, you got some artists that just can sit at the crib, release music. You got some artists that want to get out there and touch the fans. I think you need to find a medium. I'm going to use myself as a perfect example.
Please.
I ain't getting millions of streams right now.
Okay.
The whole world don't know who Cam Jones is. Yes, I've had a blessing feature, and I've had some mainstream opportunities and platforms, so people getting to know me.
Right.
But if I don't get out here next year and go to some of these places and touch the people that have seen me, how else is it gonna work? You know what I mean? So you got to really sit down and you know, number one, just understand what it is that you want to do as a person, because everybody got, especially in this new world, it's wide open. It ain't no rules. You know what I'm saying?
No,
it really ain't no rules no more.
Not.
You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, bro, you couldn't just drop independent. Now these folks can do, especially in the hip hop game, you can do whatever you want. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm finna drop a record, and I'm still pushing my tape, but I'm just giving them something, and then, you know, at the same time, making sure that this is still being pushed. We ain't forgetting about this.
No, for sure.
But I gotta keep making content. You know what I mean?
You gotta. I think the key thing is believing in yourself.
There you go. If you ain't got no belief,
if you don't got no belief in something, you don't need to be doing.
From the start.
You don't need to be doing.
You know what I'm saying? And then, that's it. I mean, period.
Because it's a lot of things like you see things like Money Man signing with Empire but getting paid in Bitcoin, right? You see stuff like that, and you see all of these major label deals, but it's like you're not gonna get there tomorrow. Like, you gonna get there only if you believe in yourself and with longevity. So I love the answer of, you know, sometimes streaming and sometimes touring, because, you know, you building a fan base with the touring, but you also trying to make money for your family. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna just say it kind of like this: even if Cam didn't make $1 million tomorrow, he still make music.
Absolutely. I'm going, and I'm glad you said that, bro, because anybody that know Cam Jones know I ain't doing this to go get 1 million followers, and bro, I ain't even, to be honest, bro, I ain't even into that. You feel me? Like, the pandemic done turned me to an introvert. I got some of my own brothers, shout out to Gary, that's on my live right now, bro, like, that know me, like, they be like, bro, you need to step in. But see, that's just, the pandemic done made me different. I want to be here for a while, not just a minute, you know what I mean? So you got to really, you know, basically watch every move you making. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you start to increase and you start to make moves on platforms and different things of that nature. You got to be more secure. You know what I'm saying? And understand that I could go out here and get, you know, something happen, and, you know, I got a family at the crib, so every move needs to be, you know, definitely well thought out. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I'm looking at it, bro. Like, I be at the crib, bro, and if it's a reason for me to be somewhere, I'm there.
But I think the reason why you more so want to be at the crib is because you got knowledge yourself.
There you go.
You know you can see in yourself, like, if I go do this, if I go out there and I'm working for a blue check, or I'm working for some clout,
you know,
or I'm working for some views, then I'm not gonna get the same type of satisfaction I would get. Knowledge itself brings you the fact that I'm doing this because I really want to be happy doing it.
Real talk.
Like, a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people can't see that. Like, during the pandemic, right? I got my wife, I got my son. And one time, we over by the Fox Theater downtown.
Bro, I done been there so many times.
Yeah, but I don't know why we over there. I'm not going to a show, but we over there by the Fox Theater, and it's her favorite restaurant is this place called Public Draft House. Okay. Right next to it. But we go to the restaurant, we sit in the front waiting for food, and I think at this point we about a month into COVID. Right. And I see this black family. They walking, man got one kid about 6 years old, one baby in the stroller, and his wife. But he looks so happy. Right. But Cam, I mind you, it's 2:00 in the afternoon. Exactly. So usually he probably would have to work. Yeah. He probably would have to be doing something to provide for them. Right. But it's like he actually get that time to slow down and spend that time with his family. Yes, so it's like, are you gonna value those moments which really matter to you, or are you gonna continue to chase something that's not there?
I mean, but to be honest,
it's the balance.
This social media world is making it, you got a lot of fake dream chasers. And I don't want to, and I hope I ain't, you know what I'm saying, ruffling no feathers and making nobody feel no type of way, because I love everybody. But for somebody to sit back and watch somebody else's Instagram or Twitter or whatever the case, and sit back and say, okay, this is the reason I want to, you know what I'm saying, this is the reason I want to do exactly that, and just mimic that. Yeah. I just don't understand that. You feel me? Like, I feel like you should be yourself. It's okay to use somebody and be like, all right, I could use this as motivation. Yeah. But if you just want to mimic somebody just wholeheartedly, and salute to everybody, because that's become an industry within itself. So salute to a lot of the, you know, the young thugs and, you know, little babies and stuff like that. That's doing that and creating. You know, if you using it, your platform for that, I can only salute it. But it's the people that, you know, it's the fake ones that to me just want to just rap just because it's hot, or you want to have hold $1,000 on camera, or you want to goddamn, you know what I'm saying, flex up. then to me, I feel like, you know, that might not, music ain't for everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a balance, man. Like,
don't be fooled, man. Like,
exactly.
Like Jay-Z put $1,000 to his head, but he got 10,000 in the bank.
That's exactly right.
Like, people not out here like, I guess I'll say like this: people not out here chasing money; they chasing purpose. It just seems like they chasing money because so much money come with their purpose.
There you go.
So if you really gonna like, that's one of the reasons why I started this podcast, and I also wrote this novel. Like I come from a point where my family has a very Christian background, and I was a little lost, right? So I formed this journal for myself to be able to like, okay, I'm feeling this way and I'm feeling that way, but where is it getting me? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was a rapper before. I had a rap group called Sky High Gang back in the day. Like when I was in high school. Some of the best dudes I know. I've done a lot of different ventures, but were they part of my purpose? I don't think so. You know, part of my purpose is being a scribe and writing and passing on that message to people, so that way they can understand like, okay, it's okay to be vulnerable. One, it's okay to be passionate about something. And it's okay for people not to understand. Like, food for the homeless don't mean you don't literally got no sandwich in your hand. Food for the homeless mean you don't know what your purpose is and you trying to find it. And that's okay.
Facts.
Like, don't just be doing something just because.
That's the only point I'm trying to
You just, like, don't just be doing something because you don't know what else you're supposed to be doing.
Like, because you seen, you know what I'm saying? Like, life is based too much on social media, man. So do what you know. It's okay to be a doctor. Yeah. I feel like we need to say that now as black men. Like, we can do something else, cuz. I rap because you know what I'm saying? I rap and sing because I literally been around it all my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's literally something. I don't care if I blow up tomorrow or not. Yeah. I'm going to rap probably to the day I die or sing to the day I die because that's what I love to do. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to play basketball when I get the chance because that's what I love to do. But I feel like it's just too much of that false, you know, that false sense of, oh, I got to do this because somebody else doing it, or I got to do this to go get these, or even something as low as to go mess with some women. Some people just do it just for the clout or just, you know, to have that little,
to say they can do
little attention. But where is that attention getting our rappers right now? You
Nowhere,
know what I'm
bro.
That's what I'm saying, man. Rest in peace, Young Dolph, man. You
man,
know
we
like,
was just talking about that.
We're losing too many.
We was just talking about that. Like,
so it's like this game crazy, man.
Bro, it's so many more ways to be successful, man. Like, as soon as, and the thing that sucks is, like, we know Young Dolph for 100 shots, right? We know Young Dolph for Bulletproof, which is cool. Two of the hardest records I bang up to this day. But it's like, but when you pass on that message, and then you get to the point where, okay, he dies, and then I get a post on my Facebook talking about Dolph got over 20 properties, 100 million each invested all together. Like, there's more than one way to be successful. You know what I'm saying? I get that. You know, a lot of you young people are looking at, you know, this thing and being like, okay, he's doing this main thing, so that's the only thing I can do to be successful. But bro, it's more than one way. Cam is an amazing a musical artist, a soulful artist. You got people out there that's doctors, lawyers, speech pathologists, investors. Exactly. Like, it's so many other things you can do to be successful. But if you don't hone into what you really like and you focus on what somebody else doing because they successful, you'll never find out what your purpose is. You never will.
It's too much of that, bro. You feel me? Like, just be you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Please be you. You feel me? Like, anybody that's saying this, man, the state of the world right now is crazy. We already going through enough with COVID alone, but I just feel like, you know, social media making the world darker, cuz you supposed to come to social media and escape, but everybody comparing lives, clout chasing, man, what's up with all that shit, man? You go to my page and get some original content.
Right. Share it, bro. Share it.
Clout chasing. I am Cam Jones, man. Y'all follow me. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on all platforms, you feel me? I got my music. You can type me in the Jones Connection. That's the Jones Connection, KENEKSHUN. EP, that's on all platforms, man. And I'm also releasing another record on my birthday coming up December 28th. So look out for that. That's titled Don't Let It. Constantly working, man. We ain't stopping, man. We going up. for sure.
So one of the things we were talking about earlier is I commend you on being organized.
I appreciate that.
Like when I type in Cam Jones, I can immediately find your Apple Music link, your Spotify link, your YouTube link.
Right.
So my question for you is like, what's the best way that you've seen to market your album or to get people to notice you? You know, what's the best way? And also, how does an artist get more listens?
Oh boy, two good questions. First question. I think to get more listeners, man, what I do is I tap into different. It's everything. Instagram is cool, but you got to have different avenues, man. Me and my cousin got email lists. We got different things that we doing. On the other side, I'm making connections, like personal connections, like we just met the artist outside. Those moments of value when you face to face with somebody. You see me at work passing out CDs. Like that's the type of vibe you gotta have.
For sure.
You gotta make them help because and shout out to the job. Man, I got a few of my guys at work that are actually fans and they love me and they listen to my music. So they go to show. That's a perfect example. I went to work, gave them a CD. They tapped in, you know what I mean? So you got to be personal now, you know what I'm saying? Even though I know we in a world where it feel like you ain't got to be personal, you know what I'm saying? Because that's really going to get you to that next level, you know what I'm saying?
How effective is the email list? So and when you say email list, you go do a show, you get a couple people's emails and you refer them to the next show.
Or have your digital cards. They got digital cards now. You can stream straight from the card. So when I go to, I got a couple gigs next year that I'm sure we'll talk about, but I'm bringing digital cards so you can scan it, pull up all my music instantly. You know what I'm saying? You can tap in right there, and you ain't got to necessarily have a CD no more because everybody got a phone. You know what I'm saying? So that's another way. Like, you feel me? They got all different kind of stuff now.
Time out.
Yeah.
Y'all don't miss this. So people went from selling CDs at the back of their car to now they got a digital card. Explain how you got a QR code. How does that work?
You just got your QR code. They take a picture of it. Your links pop up instantly. So now they can tap into your Instagram, your Spotify, all your music right away, right there. You see what I'm saying? They ain't got to go too far. It's right there in their face. So we got a few gigs, especially I'm excited for the ones that I got a gig in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I'm getting my cards made. And I'm going to have a few CDs. I'm going to have some merch, but I'm going to have more of them cards because I want you to be able to just take a picture of this.
Take a picture of this.
Keep it moving. Go vibe. You did. So
how you get that created?
I didn't create it myself. I found it. You know what I'm saying? It's out there. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is out here.
Hard work.
It's a new it's a new word.
Go get it.
There you go. You feel me?
You just taught me something.
Yeah.
But that show was hustle though.
Absolutely.
That show was real hustle. Like
yes,
if you out there trying to, I just think about all the times people celebrated selling CDs at the back of their car or doing this or doing that. Bro, we got streaming and all of these other platforms, so working hard, it just has a different meaning.
Exactly, it do, man.
So you got digital cards, you got streaming, you got a lot of links you can send out.
Yeah.
You got Linktree.
There you go.
You can post Linktree.
Yeah, I got Flow Code. Yeah.
Yep, Flow Code, and it posts every link to all of your music, all of your businesses, all online at one time.
You got to make it easy. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, we in a world now, man, where people gonna give you 5 minutes if you hot. Mm-hmm. And then they may come back around to you if you dope, but if not, because I know I'm the same way. I'm gonna be honest, because there's so much content. You got Hulu, Netflix, HBO Max, then Amazon. Bro. How can we keep up? Then that's just on the. I'm talking about on the movie side. Then you got Spotify, Tidal. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
So many different options.
Come on, man. So you got to really make sure you catch somebody on that first 2 or 3 minutes. That's why I got a song called Later at Night, bro. That's on 2 minutes.
That's my song.
But I appreciate that. You feel it?
Hey, that's my joint right there.
I dropped it, but it's 2 minutes for a reason because I ain't want to give you too much. I want y'all to enjoy that for 2 minutes. Go into the next record, you know what I mean? So everything's strategic, man. You gotta have a plan out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Or you'll be chasing your tail.
I gotta ask a question though. How important is it for you and maybe any other artists for their album to be able to be played like straight through? How important is it?
Listen, bro, that actually was the whole strategy behind my record, man. We put a few skits in there because we was like, man, we want people to catch this body of work, as opposed to listening to one song and then let me find the next hot song. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I do that because I ain't gonna lie, bro. I like a lot of street rap. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm listening to my street rap and I'm in my mode, I'm gonna skip and I'm trying to find each hot song.
Hot song.
But when you listening to somebody like J. Cole, Kendrick, You got more artists that may get more in depth with you. You know what I mean? Like really personal. You can't skip them records because you want to hear what's in between. You know what I'm saying? So that's what me and Cuzzo did a couple interludes on it. You know what I'm saying? So you can hear the old guys. And interesting fun fact is both of those voices are me. Originally it was supposed to be my cousin, but he was in Detroit and we had to work it out. So I went in there and played both roles. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to, you know, kind of have those different little features and stuff to make your record interesting, and it'll become a project. You know what I'm saying?
I got something for y'all, man. In today's time, everybody wanted, like he said, we got Apple Music, we got the Essentials playlist, we got this and that on Spotify, we got this and that on Tidal. But one thing I heard Jay-Z say one time is, you cannot understand a great record in one day.
That's real, bro.
So I don't want you to go to the Jones Connection and go play late at night and say you don't like it today.
I'm telling you.
Or the next record and say you don't like it today. Like the appreciation of music takes time.
It does, bro.
You know, and it also affects, like I was joking earlier about not listening to rap music before 12, but there's like you it's certain times of the day and certain just times of your life when things are gonna connect more. So for those of y'all that's listening, man, just learn to appreciate music and go listen to the Jones Connection. I prefer it with the wifey at the 8 o'clock with a bottle of wine.
There you go.
You know that because your voice has, you have that from my perspective, you have the influence of your mother, and then you just have that soulful melody, and your voice is kind of hit like almost like a, I ain't gonna say a Barry White, but almost like a Barry White but faster.
Yeah.
And that's just
I heard that though. Man.
Yeah,
you know?
like that type of tone.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. People have compared me to Barry White, which is crazy because I got that voice then, and I heard what you call it, and rest in peace to Nate Dogg. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've heard Nate Dogg
that rhythmic,
a lot.
That rhythmic, I can see that.
But and to be honest, bro, when people tell me that, I've heard Nate Dogg, Zero, shout out to Zero out of Texas. Okay. You know, because I got a different kind of vocal, you know what I mean? So when I get them kind of comparisons, I've heard Slim Thug too. And I see them comparisons, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, man, because it's like all these guys is people that I listen to, you know what I'm saying? Growing up, and so just to be able to, you know, even have somebody tell me I sound like somebody or I remind them of somebody, bro, that's dope.
Sound amazing, bro. Yeah, it's some amazing bodies of work out there, man. So I guess my next question would be like, what's one of the worst experiences you've had in the music industry in terms of, you know, missing payments, maybe artist behavior, or overall scrutiny from your peers, like somebody telling you, oh, that's whack, or something like that?
Boy, that's a good question, man. Man, I've had a lot of experiences on both sides, man, you know, because I done did management before. Where, you know, you like, you know, and no disrespect, I love all my legends, you know what I'm saying, but you got certain artists that's, especially on the blues side, you know, when I'm out there, you know, kind of taking pictures and stuff like that, where they want all your time, but they don't understand that it's, you know, that diva mode in the artist industry is coming, you know what I mean? And I done seen, you know, salute to the queen, legendary Shirley Jones of the Jones girl, I done seen her get in diva mode, you know, because, you know, you got to get the artists they, you know, they respect, but at the same time, they can take it overboard. So I've had some funny experiences with artists, you know, because they, you know, they be like tripping a little bit, might have had too much to drink or whatever. But hey, it's entertainment, you know what I mean? Like,
it comes with it.
I love the game for that reason. Like some of them same moments is why I go out down the road. You know what I'm saying? Because I really like just, you know, touching artists and learning from them. You know what I'm saying? Because I worked with Lenny Williams before. I worked with Calvin Richardson. I was actually his security one time, man. So I've done different things in the game. It ain't just rap, you know what I mean? Like I've done a lot of stuff to kind of show me different and learn. I can learn from different categories of the industry. So to me, that's why I thank my mom and my, you know, salute to Mike Austin, man, you know, because they kind of put me out there and kind of showed me like I can go anywhere in the game right now and I'm good because I know how to move, you know what I mean?
Well, coming from that, and that's something I've had to learn. We talked about a little bit earlier about being an introvert.
Absolutely.
About trying to like close yourself off. So how do you get the most out of those experiences? Like, even if you feel like, I ain't gonna say somebody disrespect you, but even if you feel like this situation may not go well, how do you get the most out of those situations?
Just being humble and understanding that, you know, like, you're not gonna always agree with somebody, and you got certain people that may be, you know, we are human, number one. Some people might have had too much to drink, or some people, when they want something, they want it right then.
Yeah.
And you just, especially in this game, it's a fast-moving business, so you got to kind of be ready for whatever and just stay humble, man. I like to receive moments before I like to sit before I react. You know what I mean? So even on the road, when it's a line and I'm trying to make something happen, I'm like, okay, she just tried me, but let me get myself together and really understand, because I don't want to say nothing too crazy. And this, so you know, you got to think about it, like, cause I done had, bro, I ain't gonna care, bro. I done had people talk to me crazy. I was in somewhere last year, I never forget, and I might have took dude picture or something and forgot something or something, and buddy just got to talking to me crazy. So I got to the point where I ain't even want to deal with him. Like, he like, man, F you and all this, man. Y'all boys over here with this da-da-da. And I'm like, dog, like, bro, he
on another level,
had a
bro.
few drinks, and it was like, bro, he had his girl with him, so he trying to show out, you know what I mean? So it was just an experience, man. Like, the music industry, it can be fun, but you just got to really, you know, understand it's going to be some stuff that you ain't seen before. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess I'm going to say I struggle with that. I'm not a musical artist, but I struggle with that too, because it's kind of like you watch, and this is back to social media. You watch Nipsey Hussle slap somebody at the BET Awards, not knowing what he said, but knowing that it was something that hit him enough for him to be like, bro, you need to chill out. So it's I mean, I understand. You know, it's tough, man. It's tough being an artist, but I'm proud of you for picking your battles.
Man, I appreciate that, bro.
You got to sometimes.
You got to, bro. You know, especially if you wear a lot of hats, man. You know, a lot of people just, like we said, man, they hear the record and don't know nothing about what's going on behind it. And I just wish, that's why I appreciate TV One Unsung and platforms like that. They just show you more about the acts that paved the way for everybody that we see today. That ain't really getting their flowers for whatever reason, just because everybody's so microwave and don't want to show no love. But what I will say, man, is I'm thankful for the pandemic, because I feel like it was so many people that, you know, tapped into some of them older acts just because we was at home and they had nothing to do. So if nothing else came out the pandemic, you know a record or two that you ain't know nothing about from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So to me, bro, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like,
just curious, have you or either the Jones Trio, have y'all seen an increase in listens during the pandemic?
Boy, I was just gonna say that, man.
I'm thinking like, cause people sitting at home, they gotta wonder.
I'm gonna give you the stats. So going into the pandemic, coming out of 2019. The Jones Girls was at 198,000 listeners. Okay. They had 315,000 monthly listeners right now.
Jeez.
Nights Over Egypt.
Almost double.
You see what I'm saying? Nights Over Egypt going nuts. But see, a lot of people don't know, I'm behind my mama's Instagram. I handle all her stuff. You see what I'm saying? So we done talked to Fat Joe. We done talked to D Nice. We done talked to, these are my guys. Because I done, you know what I'm saying? I've been running her page. She got the blue check. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going crazy. And then I'm attached to her legacy now. They done messed around and put me on Unsung with her. So now I'm going up. My followers going up. So they're like, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, Daniel. If you would have told me a year and a half ago that I'd be where I'm at right now, I'd probably tell you lying. I probably would have told you lying.
Couldn't even see. That's crazy.
You see what I'm saying? But now I'm starting to see like, okay, this is exactly what this is all I could have ever asked for. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing, man. You know what I mean? And just to be, you know, still young, still going to get it. Still healthy and humble, man. You know, I know the world is wide open for me. You know what I'm saying?
It sure is, bro. Look for those. For anybody listening, bro, look for those conversations that are not that like I guess confirm your destiny. Like we always looking for signs, but it's like if I'm Cam and I'm managing Instagram and Fat Joe hit me, I know I'm doing something right.
Yeah, no cap.
I don't know if D Nice or somebody in the music industry that I respect hits me, don't take that for granted. Okay. Like, take that to the next level and be like, okay, I must be headed in the right direction. It may just be something small like, bro, I like the song.
No cap.
Or it may just be something like, I want to sample this, but it's massive on the scale of that somebody respects your work and that you need to take that comment and that moment and take it to something totally different.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Fat Joe too. He pulled us up on his he got a called the Big Show. Yeah. So back in I'll never forget, bro. Back in October 2020, he pulled up me and my mom. You can still go see it. It's on his Instagram. We featured on his he interviewed us, chopped it up with my mom, and my mom brought me up, man. So shout out to Fat Joe, D Nice, man, because they playing these records. Yeah. Fat Joe played the record Nights Over Egypt every time he was opening up his actual platform, and that was tapping in people to older records, you know what I'm saying? You got to do that. D Nice constantly playing the records, so you know, some of the new generation, man, you know, it's okay to play that rap shit. Don't get me wrong, I do it too, but tap in, man. Go 30 minutes to tap into some of that 70s, 80s music, man. I promise you, you ain't gonna be upset because that music's soothing.
I get a sense of how you feel, but how you feel about, like, okay, you got Fat Joe and that, and I guess our parents' generation of wanting to be tapped into those before them and knowing where they came from, right? But then you got, compare that to, you got, and I'm just using him as an example, but Lil Yachty, and when he first came out being like, I don't even know who Tupac or Biggie, I don't know none of their lyrics.
See, and it's,
like, how do you feel about it?
I'm gonna be honest, man, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this, bro, you know, it's gonna always be somebody that don't know. But we in a time where everything is in our face. So if you call yourself a music head and you don't know who the Jones Girls is, you're not a music head. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't trying to hurt no feelings or ruffle no feathers. But these, I'm gonna get deeper. The 3 Degrees, the Stylistics, the OJs. You see what I'm saying? Like, these are acts that don't get enough love, bro. Like, you tap in, dog. They pay, all their records been sampled millions of times, hundreds and thousands of times. Some of the coldest music you're gonna find. Philadelphia International, you know what I'm saying? The whole record label, iconic. But all people know is the songs, man. Tap into Gamble and Huff. See what they did, man, because it's interesting. To me, I love learning about, like, damn, like, do you see what they was on back then by them folks? They ain't had much, bro, but they made the best of it. Real live instruments.
They were smooth, so you never know.
Come on, man. Everybody got a vice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to the Jones Girls. Shout out to, you know, the Barge family. Come on, man. They got vices or whatever, but they legends. You see what I'm saying?
You never know they were going through something because you hear so many stories
they were
about.
So perfect when they got on the stage.
You hear stories about New Edition not getting paid and all of these other groups, but because it wasn't about the money.
Exactly.
It was about them putting on a show. Like, you see James Brown hit 1 million splits. It wasn't because he was getting paid. It was because James Brown was cold. And he knew whatever music he put out, he had to put on a show to showcase, okay, I got this talent, but I also need to match it so that they can understand how massive my music is and how massive my moves are.
Exactly.
Like,
they had real choreographers.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they really
real serious.
Now all we doing, bro, we plugging and pulling.
Right.
I dropped one vocal. I ain't gotta do it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, they really had to lay them records. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They really out there, you know, singing each note. If it wasn't right, they had to sing the whole thing again.
Right.
So, like, just tap into that time, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, you know, without that time, bro, we wouldn't see shit. Probably any of the artists we got today. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna tap into something sensitive, bro. So bouncing off of that, a lot of those people, like your mom and those people in that time, James Brown was maybe in that era.
Exactly.
And those type of people,
for sure.
They didn't. I wasn't there, but I don't believe they had a lot of yes people around them.
Right.
Right.
Facts. They didn't have it.
So right now you got a lot of people that's kind of like, oh yeah, bro, I rock with it. You making great music, and they knowing it's not that. They know that, like, and maybe they don't know that, but they just too scared to be like, maybe I'm gonna lose you as a friend, or maybe I'm gonna lose you as an associate. But the honesty and the integrity is just not there.
Listen, bro.
So let me ask you this question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
How long should you give yourself in the music industry before you either give up or consider something different? Or at what point do you like know something is different, you know, than what you're doing?
Damn.
Or should you ever give up?
If you passionate about it, man, listen, go for it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, man. We got, come on, man, the Island Boys. Yeah, have y'all been seeing what's going on?
Oh man,
the Island Boys is going up, man. So if they can do it, y'all can too, man. I'm a real solid dude, dog. So I just like to see people being successful in any way.
Oh my goodness.
So if you know what I'm saying, we really in a time. It's sad, but it's true. We really in a time where anything could go up with the right production and the right motherfucking just behind it. You know what I mean?
You're right.
It might be slow, it might be fast, but you know the Island Boys. You know what I'm saying? So. But but to elaborate on what you're saying, because I'm solid too, like, hey man, stop gassing your partner that can't rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I mean, come on, man, you ain't doing nothing but poison in the game, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of these cats out here that's just straight trash, but they got a crew of yes men behind them. You feel me? And to be honest, man, if that's what brings you joy, then go for it. You know what I'm saying? But just have some passion behind it. Have a motive. Have a motive outside of I'm finna hold this pistol with a couple rats and hold my grill like this.
But I'm
have more of a motive than that.
I'm gonna say this though, like that's real. You know what I'm saying? But then I get to the point where it's like, okay, you live in the bricks. You come from nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna make $1 million off of some BS music. You gonna make $1 million as an island boy.
Right.
They just performed at Live or Dre's or wherever
exactly
they were.
what I'm saying.
So if they go out and make that money, do you encourage them? Do the people around them, are they wrong for not encouraging them to stop? Or are they like, or because they provide for their camp at that point?
I mean, the game is so watered down right now, bro, to a point where a TikTok, any perfect situation that's just produced right on TikTok, if it's put up right on TikTok, gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who am I to tell you not to do it? You know what I'm saying? I done seen some of the craziest shit go up. You know what I'm saying? So it just go to show me like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, one thing about me though, I'm gonna stay embedded in good music. You know what I'm saying? I come from something, so I'm gonna make sure when you listen to me, dog, you ain't trash. Ain't even gonna be nowhere in the category. You might not like it, but you ain't gonna say I'm trash.
Right. And that's
if you say I'm trash, then okay, you a hater. If I could really say that, because that's the kind of music I make. You know what I'm saying? I ain't being cocky or nothing, but I know what I put into my craft. So when you hear it come off that, when you hear it come out those speakers, if you saying it's trash, then that just might not be your type of music. Yeah. And I can respect that, because you got a lot of people that's going to listen to trash, and they like it. You know what I mean? It's a trash category. It's a trash. It's people for it's fan, and everybody hears stuff different too. So to you, what's trash might be gold to the next man. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of different ways to look at it. You know what I'm saying?
No, it is, man. You got to know your roots, though.
Got to.
That still come back to the beginning of the conversation. Know your roots and knowledge yourself.
There you go.
Like knowing where you come from and knowing that, you know, if nobody telling you making BS, at least you should know. Mm-hmm. Because you should feel it. It's always a feeling when it comes to music, at least from what I've seen.
Exactly.
It's always a feeling that like, okay, without making it or listening to it, I'm getting a certain feeling about this song or about this record.
There you go.
So if you get in that record and you ignoring it, then you're doing yourself a disservice.
You're doing yourself a disservice. One of my partners just said, "Gimmick sell." Shout out to my brother Jaron, man. That's like low key one of my managers too. Like, I see you, bro. That's fact. Gimmick sell though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We in a time where, you know what I'm saying? Man, okay, you might not like it, but somebody will. It's millions, it's billions of people in there. That's how I start feeling. I'm like, man, okay, well, you might not like it, bro, but I'm working out some shows right now. No cap. Australia, New Zealand, Japan. I'm on the way. Just give me some time for this COVID to clear up. We on the way. But it's like it's somebody out there that want to hear you. Yeah. You did, and you ain't got to necessarily be confined in your neighborhood. Don't be scared to go to the next state, the next country, the next city. It's a whole world out here, cuz.
And all that I ask though, if your gimmick is a gimmick, then just make sure that the music behind it is solid.
Go stand for something.
Make sure it's solid, because you got one example for me is the baby. Before he was the baby, he was baby Jesus, and he was in a diaper, but he was still hard though. Okay. His music made sense, and it talked about his struggle. Okay. It may talk about guns and violence, but it's talking about his struggle and where he comes from, right? So if you're going to go out there and you're going to have a gimmick, by all means, do what you got to do. But at least have some type of knowledge yourself, so that way when the music comes out and your lyrics come out and Apple Music comes out and it shows what you saying, it actually means something.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So I got no problems with gimmicks and getting on and getting a blue check. But what are you standing for? Like, don't, like the whole...
Stand for something or fall for anything.
Please, bro. Bob Marley said that.
Stand for something, bro. I mean, let's look at it. I mean, you know, and let's be honest. Since we're being transparent, it's some demonic stuff going on. Like,
oh man, get into it. Get into it.
Get right with him, and do what you want to do, man. But stand for something.
Straight
you know what I'm saying? I ain't finna sell. I'm not selling out, bro. You put $1 million in my face. If the contract ain't right, I ain't signing that shit.
Tell you.
That's on God. I'm gonna stay independent, bro. I know what it's something bigger in the picture for me if I work hard enough for it.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of these young cats, man, they just waiting for the dollar, man. Everything is instant. Mm-hmm. But what you got to start focusing on, what you going to do in 20 years when you're 40, bro. If you're 20 right now, if you're blessed enough, you're going to be 40 one day.
One day.
Let's start thinking about it, man. You know what I'm saying? You want your kids to hear you trap all the time? Or, you know what I'm saying? You want to put out something that's going to mean something and have some longevity. I salute it either way, but I choose to go my route. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. And I respect that, man. That soulful connection is what the people need, man.
Real talk.
The Jones connection. I keep thinking about Late at Night, man. That's all I keep playing in my head, man.
Late at Night. That's one of the ones. Hey, go get that too. Late at Night on all platforms. Video on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? We're going up with that.
All right. So let me ask you this, man. So I kind of know half of this, but what do you consider? What's one of the reasons why I had this podcast is so people know what career they're going into before they start. So what is your career path title? Like what do you call it? And then also, what point did you have to get to deem yourself successful? If you have yet, you know. I think you're successful, but it may be a different point for you.
Everybody's level of success is different, big dog. But
right.
My career path title is definitely gonna be the Jones Connection.
Okay.
Jones Connection, pretty self-explanatory, man. My mom and aunts were part of a legendary girl group in the Jones Girls, and they came out in the time when the game needed them. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, don't get me wrong, they was hot, flaming hot. Diana Ross brought them in the game. Classic group, same background for everybody. Yeah. But at the same time, they don't get enough flowers. You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers probably might be thinking, oh man, he goes hard for his mama, but it's the Jones Connection. And like, you better believe, you know what I'm saying? My mama, you know, she passing the torch to me on national TV. So the least I can do is continue to give her flowers, you know what I'm saying? And show love and shed light on the original Who Can I Run To from 1979. On the classic Nights Over Egypt of 1981. And Dance Turn to Romance and so many other records, man. So, you know, tap into the Jones Girls, but into the Jones Connection, that's me and my brother. And he go by Phelps Jones out of Detroit, Michigan, man. And he's the son of Valerie Jones. That's my auntie. She passed away. So we decided to come together as a group and just continue to, you know, bring that sound and give it a new twist, a new, you know, a new aura, just a new feel. And it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got that shit on TV, bro, and we starting to go up with different moves and stuff like that, man. So it's just been a blessing, man. I guess I'd say my level of success, I noticed that this year. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and say May 23rd, bro, when I seen myself on that TV, dog, like, and it wasn't like me putting myself on YouTube to see myself on TV and I'm on a national program and this shit is gonna be played for years to come. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, bro, I cried, like, because it's like, all I ever wanted was my mom to get her flowers, bro. My mama's still here. So, you know what I'm saying, my aunties, you know, they see it from above, but all I ever wanted, bro, was for, and I'm getting emotional right now, cause all I ever wanted was for her to get her flowers, bro. Like, this lady put in so much work, you know what I'm saying? Like, for Goats from back in the day, she used to date Teddy Pendergrass, no cap.
Crazy.
No
Crazy.
cap. Like, when she, you know what I'm saying? So I could put so many different jewels out there, bro, but I come from something, dog. You know what I'm saying? So when you come from something, who would I be just to look at this shit and run off? Like, I got to have something to do with this. No, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, it's been the biggest blessing of my life, man. I felt the success instantly. Like, damn, nigga, like, I could damn near drop the mic if I wanted to. I'd never do it, but that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that real. You know what I mean? Like,
man, I gotta say this, man. A lot of people like, and I'm not saying you do, but don't ever feel ashamed of continuing your legacy. Man. Whether it's you or whether it's anybody listening. Because the thing is, you may have somebody that was successful before you or somebody after. But my dude, that's called generational wealth.
That real talk.
You thinking, when you think wealth, you think money, but it ain't just that.
It's wealth.
In this example, it's musical, lyrical content, it's ideas, it's thoughts, it's all types of balances in that you can pass on to your kids. See, the thing that, like, bro, I'm gonna just be honest. The thing that pisses me off is that people get clowned or people get looked at crazy if their parents were well off and they get a piece of that. How you gonna look at somebody crazy because their parents worked hard or they got to a different point?
And you taking advantage of what's given to you,
right?
And I'm gonna touch on that, but keep going, bro.
But I'm just saying, like, it's like even if Cam's super hard working artist, even if he did nothing, he don't got nothing to prove to nobody that's listening. The only thing he got to prove is to himself to form a passion for his music. But he's done way more than that. He's formed the Jones Connection. He's made a wonderful album, a soulful album, and continuing to couture that with his tour in Greece, New Zealand, and God knows where else. But the thing is, I just don't want young people to feel like you got to feel ashamed of where you come from. Like, we more proud of being poor and more proud of being from the struggle than we are being from something great.
I'm telling you, bro.
Like, if you from something great, bro, celebrate that. You just as, you still gonna have to work hard. You still gonna have to invest in whatever craft you find because you're a different person than your parents were. But don't ever feel ashamed that you going into something that's just a continuation of what your parents did. That's what we supposed to do. That's what other cultures do. That's how we build.
You see what I'm saying? But listen, man, you know, to elaborate on what he's saying, everybody in here came from a woman,
Right.
which basically came from another man. That's your legacy. You see what I'm saying? So we in a world now where it's unpopular, I guess I'd say, to follow your parents' footsteps. So you know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
Man, when
I
I
don't
found,
get
listen,
that.
bro.
I don't get it.
When I found out who, because it was a time when I really found out who I come from on both sides. Shout out, I ain't finna ignore my dad. Bro played in the NBA with the Harlem Globetrotters. So it was a time when I realized I had to sit down, like, damn, bro, I come from some shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I represented Pops all my first 20 years of my life with basketball.
Hooping, yeah.
And now, you know what I'm saying, I'm giving my mama her flowers and she living to see me through it. But who would I be a fool not to represent that, not to stand up for that? You know what I'm saying? Especially something that's iconic, you know, like the Jones Girls is diamonds, bro. You know what I'm saying? They well respected from anybody in the world in the music industry that you can name. Best friend was Michael Jackson. They had, you know, they hung out with Michael Jackson back in the day. No cap. Them kind of artists. They was that. You feel me? So for me to just sit here and get some of that knowledge from my mama and not want to continue, I ain't even just talking about with the music, but not want to let people know who she is and give her flowers while she here to get them in this crazy ass world we living in. Yeah. What type of son would I be?
And the messed up thing is, the thing I keep thinking about is the flip side of it. Not just you wanting to continue it, but also your mom. You sick. You how old right now?
I'll be 33 in a few days.
You 33. When you was, I guarantee you, when you was 6 to 10 to 12 years old, your mom had to think about, do I want to tell people or do I want to share with the world that he was a part of this legacy? Wow. Because they're gonna judge you based off of what you come from. You know what I'm saying? And that's the messed up part about it. Don't be the, like, we always flip the narrative like it's the person that's wrong for celebrating their history. They not wrong for that. You as an outside viewer are wrong for judging them for wanting to continue their history.
You see what I'm saying?
Like, why would they not?
And to elaborate, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, bro, like you just said it. I mean, people can look at you from the outside looking in and automatically make their assumptions. But come on, man. You know, I come from, you know, something that's got some type of legacy and a path, man. So who am I? Come on, man. I got to go up. You know what I'm saying? Like I really feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got to go up, bro.
Man, I think about man, my wife told me about this documentary and I ain't watched it for months. It was about Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street, I feel like it was, I'm not gonna say the exact location because I forgot. But I go back, eventually watch the documentary, and it shows all of the businesses that black people had generated at that time. Right. You know, barbers, shoe cleaners, all of those common, not none of that slavery stuff. These people that's really like that form entrepreneurships outside of slavery. So right after slavery, for those of y'all that don't know. So what they did was they went through and burned all of that, right? So like it didn't even exist. So my point is, now if you go to Stonecrest Mall, there's a new Black Wall Street. There's not a new for no reason.
I've seen that too.
You feel what I'm saying? There's a new Black Wall Street because it came from something. But imagine if the Black Wall Street that originated, that if the people had the chance to care for it and pass it on to their kids, to me and Cam's grandparents, and then our moms and fathers, and then us, imagine what it would be now.
You see what I'm saying?
Because people tend to take advantage of the fact that, oh, you know, my parents did this and I'm not able to share that legacy because of other people. Don't fall into peer pressure. Like, New Black Wall Street is a great example of what our business could be if it thrived until now. There's so many families out there outside of other races that are continuing on their legacies, that are growing onto something totally different because they've had the chance to let it thrive. They've had investment portfolios. They've had stocks. They've had 401ks. They've had all types of accounts that they can invest in that they've taught their kids to continue to do and put on top of. So don't ever be ashamed. Don't ever be ashamed of what you come from. Because at the end of the day, you just building on that so that if you're not thinking about you, if you're too ashamed of it for you, do it for so that your child can eat.
Man, I'm telling you, bro.
If you too ashamed, if you too scared of it, if you too scared of the potential outcome of it. Just think about the child that comes from you and the seed that comes from you and what they gonna need. You know, and perfect it for that reason. Because sometimes if you can't be selfish in this life, man. You can be selfish about 25%, but the other 75, you got another generation to come.
I'm telling you, bro.
You got a whole other generation.
Listen, man, like he's saying, bro, you know, and I ain't gonna lie, it was hard for me to, you know, I remember, you know, like you said, man, my mom kept that shit away from me, you know what I'm saying? So, salute to her for that, because I didn't even know, I knew they was dope, I knew they was singers, and I knew who the Jones Girls was, but I didn't really understand who they were and who my father was. Even though I played basketball, I seen it every day. I was spinning the ball at the age of 2.
Yeah.
So I didn't really understand who the Globetrotters was until I was old enough to understand.
Yeah.
But they was embedded in me. You know what I mean? So, man, follow your dreams, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever's in your legend, if it's a legendary path that was, you know, put in your face or whatever the case, do something to, if your parents are still alive, do something. I'm sure it's something that they embedded in you that you can keep going. Whether it's a house, some land, that is important. I happen to come from a musical legacy and a basketball legacy. I keep it going, you know what I'm saying, in my ways. But do something. I feel like that's important, man. You know, Black Wall Street, I just seen the post on Instagram. That's amazing, bro. Look how far we've come.
Come on, man.
Like watching somebody walk into something that's black owned, that's totally black owned. You ain't got to worry about a dime of it going to them folks.
All of
you know what I'm
black
saying?
owned,
Come
man.
on, man. I mean, it was a time where wasn't none of this even thought of, cuz. So it's like, bro, we gotta celebrate this moment.
And you talk about, and you say like, if the music was embedded in you, but just think about the love and the care. Like, it don't gotta be tangible. It don't gotta be something you could touch.
Bro.
It can be love. It can be, you know, it can be music. It can be feelings. It can be instruction.
Exactly.
Whatever the generation before you embedded in you, take advantage of it and use it.
Oh God.
You know, because now we passed the internet age. When I was growing up, we had dial-up. Now we got hotspots. We got all type of things that can advance us and that we can use to take us to the next level. So take those small pieces that you got from the generation before and take it to the next level, man. And like Cam has done with his music career, man, he's an amazing musical artist, and we know why. Because he's organized, you know, he's consistent, and he got a passion for it.
Passion is all this. I mean, whatever you passionate about, man. As long as you got passion for, I don't care if it's chewing gum.
Yeah.
Going hard for chewing gum.
Whatever it is.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you doing,
whatever
it
is.
Like
whatever
for real, bro. And you go still debonair on game, man. Salute to my brothers, man. DMG, that's 4L. You know what I'm saying? You can still tap into that too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Daniel, I love this, man. Everything you doing, man. I'm gonna tell you live on your podcast, man. This the dopest podcast interview I've ever had.
Appreciate that, King.
You know what I'm saying? So for us to be able to really sit down here and chop it up, I mean, I feel like this is amazing. You know what I'm saying? And for this to be your first episode, but we got some work to do. While you playing, I know who's gonna be doing my interviews or whatever opportunity I got. You see what I'm saying, bro? Keep going, man. This is hard, bro.
Bro, I appreciate that, bro. I
mean that with everything in me, man.
I appreciate that, man. It was a struggle coming into it because it's like, you know, we talked about it. It's just, but the thing is, I just had to force myself to do it.
Right.
You know, but knowing that, you know, the first interview of Food for the Homeless was somebody that, you know, I know and I trust, and somebody that's in the same struggle as me, it made it 10 times easy. And I hope that, you know, in the future, man, I know for a fact, we're going to do 100 more projects together. I ain't even got to hope. Yeah, I can feel it. I know for a fact it's going to be there, man. Yes, but, you know, anybody out there that's like, this episode is about the musical artist and what it takes to be that.
There you go.
Right? So, if you're thinking about buying a mic, go buy it. If you're thinking about going to buy a mixer board, go do it. If you're thinking about going to buy a beat machine, go do it. Yeah. You know, now we got.
Don't wait on tomorrow, man.
Don't wait on tomorrow, and don't wait on nobody. Go get it.
Go get it.
Like and back to a point that Cam said about independent, you know, musicianship. Like independence in the music industry isn't just coming about. It's coming from the fact that I can go and order a mic and a mixing board for $250 from Amazon.
I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying? I know that, like, the quickness of life now, and it's not just quickness in Instagram and social media, it's everything. All around.
It's a click away, dog.
It's like, you can go get it right now.
You ain't got to put your information in on the phone no more. You used to have to put your card in.
It's autofill. Your card number is already in your phone. Go get it.
We spoiled
Go get it.
That's real
Go get it. Please go get it. But Cam, we're talking about organization, man. How can the followers find your music?
Man, go get me, man. The Jones Connection EP was just released back in May. We still doing great, man. That's I'm gonna spell it because I know that's we spell it phonetically.
Yeah.
I give a little bit of history on that, man. Me and Cuzzo, we didn't want to we came up with it. Everybody was like, man, y'all should be the Jones Boys, and we was like, nah, man, we got to do something different. I got to add some flavor. So one of Cuzzo partners was like, man, the Jones Connection, but he spelled it the regular way, and I was like, well, I don't like the way it looked with CONN. So it's the Jones Connection, KENEKSHUN EP. On all platforms, man. We got some dope records on there. First single was Who Can I Run To that came off and went on TV with Unsung. And we got Late at Night. And we also coming off with a couple more singles and visuals. You can follow me at I_am_Cam_Jones on all platforms. Pretty much all platforms. I'm one Cam Jones on TikTok. At I_am_Cam_Jones on Twitter. And Facebook is Cam Jones. That's my artist page, man. So y'all tap in. Plenty more to come. We're going on tour next year. Merch on the way. My brother Jaron. I guess I got some merch on the way. So I'm gonna be calling him when I leave because it sounds like he got the merch. He's doing the merch and everything, man. He got the t-shirt pressed for me. So it's up, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the opportunity, the platform, the conversation, and the positivity, man. Go a long way.
Straight up, man. So I just want y'all to know this don't come easy.
Not at all.
Cam, all of the things that Cam just described, he been working on for weeks, months, years.
Oh God.
So with him being a successful music artist he is, go put in the work right now, and you'll see it come to fruit later.
Yes, sir.
But continue to start to plant those seeds right now, and it'll come. But Cam, I want to thank you, bro.
Thank you
for coming on the Food for the Homeless podcast, man.
You always know it's dope when it go by fast and you don't want to end it. You know
yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying?
So thank you for coming on, man. Like I said, man, this is one of those podcasts. It's one of those journeys that I'm going on, that Cam is going on, that you going on, that you can go out and find your purpose in. So go find that and continue to search for it. If you haven't found it, if you don't get that feeling, continue to search.
Yes, sir.